We aren't ready for what's coming, and most people don't realize it yet. It's not just a blackout or two, it's a system being pushed to its limit. Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Marxisms. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and go knock out 50 push ups. It'll be good for you. Here's the thing, the power grid is one of those systems that only works if everything works. To most people, it's flip a switch, the lights come on. You plug something in, it charges. Simple. But behind that simplicity is one of the most complex machines ever built. And right now, we're pushing it harder than it's ever been pushed before. Right now, the US power grid is getting hit from every direction at once. AI databases. And these things aren't small, they are massive, some being millions of square feet. Entire buildings and often whole campuses running 24/7, using an enormous amount of power. And we're building more of them in every region of the country, and we're building them fast. Electric vehicles, millions of cars shifting from gas to electricity. And here's the part that people don't really think about, charging doesn't happen evenly through the day, it spikes. Everyone gets home, plugs in, same time. Heat waves. This is already happening because of climate change, longer, hotter summers, AC units running day and night all summer long. For the elderly, this isn't comfort, this is a matter of survival. Now, underneath all of that is a grid that is old. Some of the most critical components, like transformers, are 30, 40, 50 years old. And replacing them, it isn't a couple of hour job. Some of these take months, even years to manufacture and install. 18 months to 4 years is about the average. Look around the house. I mean, seriously, everything is electric now. Phones, laptops, TVs, Wi Fi, smart devices, appliances, cordless tools, power tools. Everything is plugged in, everything is charging all the time. I have 16 devices plugged in at my desk right now. That's one corner of one room. Now multiply that by 133 million households, then add factories, businesses, hospitals, and now data centers on top of that. We're electrifying everything without upgrading the system that powers it. Let that sink in. This grid was built for yesterday, a world without AI or millions of electric cars or all the devices we now have, one without this level of constant demand. Now, you might be thinking, okay, why don't we just upgrade it? Because it isn't a quick fix. Power grid infrastructure takes decades to build. Permits, land, materials, labor, coordination. My little sister does land acquisition for a power company. I mean, it can take weeks of negotiations or months if it goes to court. That's just one aspect of it. You're building an entire system while it's still running. The 2021 Bipartisan Infrastructure Law allocated about $73 billion for grid improvement. Sounds like a lot, huh? It's not. Experts estimate it could take hundreds of billions, maybe over $1 trillion to actually modernize the grid. And just to put it into perspective, I'm going to do it again. $1 trillion is 1,000 billion. That's a billion 1,000 times, or a million, or 250 million metric tons of pennies, if you prefer. Anyway, it's a lot of money, and that's how far off we are. So, what happens when the system gets pushed too far? It doesn't just turn off, it starts to strain. You get rolling blackouts, you get voltage drops, you get localized failures that start to spread, and sometimes you get cascading failures. This is one where one part goes down and it takes out other parts with it, like what happened in Quebec, like in the '90s when we had that solar flare and it created an EMP effect. Well, when one grid went down in Quebec, it ended up taking down the entire East Coast. So that's two countries involved in that. Uh, I think the northern East Coast, basically. Um, Now imagine that happening during a heat wave. No AC, temperatures inside the home are rising fast. Elderly people, kids, people with medical conditions. It's not an inconvenience, it's dangerous. Or in the winter, no heat, frozen pipes, people trying to stay warm however they can. This is nothing new, but it is getting worse. It won't go in one big collapse. It's about frequency. More outages will happen as more strain is put on the grid, more temporary problems that keep happening until eventually temporary starts to feel permanent, like the rolling blackouts of California. You when the heat, starts to go up, you're going to be without power for a while, and it's going to be at the worst part of the day. It's just the way you know, and so you prepare. Well, you prepare to bitch about it, but anyway, this isn't a future problem. It's already happening. We're already seeing strain. We're already seeing record demand. We're already seeing infrastructure failures. You don't really think about the grid until it fails. So the next time you think about AI, electric vehicles, or future energy, ask the question few are asking. Can the system we have right now actually handle it? All right. If you made it this far, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, and go knock out those 50 push ups. I'll see you in the comments and check out these videos, especially the one with Bajan being interviewed by the Black Tea Party. Peace.